The history of Juteks goes back to 1939 in Slovenia, when originally it was a manufacturer of jute fabric used to pack hop. Half a century later, the factory became one of the biggest European PVC flooring manufacturers. Juteks' Russian-based PVC linoleum factory was commissioned in 2010 in Kamyshkova of the Vladimir region. In 2012, Juteks was added to the Belgian Beaulieu International Group. Beaulieu International Group is a Belgian industrial group which includes 29 plants worldwide. The plants manufacture polymeric feedstock, fabric semi-products, and floor coverings for commercial and residential property. The first company of the holding company was founded by Roger de Klerk in 1959. The Russian-based Juteks Factory is one of the most fast-growing plants of Beaulieu International Group and is among the leaders in the industry. Yearly output of the Juteks plant goes beyond 50 million square meters, and geography of sale covers Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Belarus, and other CIS countries and far abroad countries. PVC-based floor coverings make the main business area of the factory. The staff number, including the second production line, launched in 2020, reaches 370. The facility is manned with about 195 employees in the daytime and about 40 employees at nighttime, working in 3 shifts. The build-up area amounts to 39,117 square meters. The plant territory accommodates the following: the process building for manufacture of PVC-based linoleum floor covering, which includes the following areas: a checkpoint, an administration block, an area for making product specimens, a warehouse facility of 6 million meters squared in storage area, a paste-making area intended for acceptance of raw materials and manufacture of PVC pastes, which are applied onto a substrate according to the flowchart, a paint and varnish area intended for acceptance of raw materials and manufacture of printing paints, a laboratory for quality control of raw materials and finished products, PVC-based floor covering process Building 1, PVC-based floor covering process Building 2. The plant territory is located in the southeast outskirts of Kamyshkova. In the north, the plant looks onto one-story buildings in Zavodskaya Street, located 40 meters away. To the east, the facility is bordered by the territory of Kamyshkova Mechanical Plant Joint Stock Company. To the southeast and south, the plant is bordered by the driveway in Dorozhnaya Street, with a forest belt on the other side. The Moscow-Nizhny Novgorod long-distance railway is located 150 meters away from the plant. Retail warehouses and construction material stores are adjacent the plant in the west. The plant is fitted with 3 entries looking onto Dorozhnaya Street. Beaulieu International Group Safety and Security Policy. We seek to manufacture innovative and high-quality products. 5,000 of our colleagues make their contributions to this mission. Our most important daily mission is to make sure that they go back home safe and sound. We deal with health and safety aspects as integral parts of our daily management process. We are trying to eliminate all potential risks in the working environment and thereby comply with all legal requirements. We take care of the safety of our infrastructure and equipment and compliance with all rules and procedures. Our purpose is to provide a reliable, safe, and sound working environment for our employees. We confirm to all our shareholders that we will implement only such strategies that will help us successfully develop our business, showing concern and respect for the environment, society, and all the people we work with. We use safety and security management as a process which is constantly improved and involves whoever comes to our production areas, in addition to the whole Beaulieu International Group community. Access to the facility for visitors. In accordance with Federal Law No. 116, our plant is categorized as a hazardous production facility. Therefore, like in any production facility, we follow the rules of conduct binding on all and any visitors. If you are making an acquaintance or business visit, you are to receive a pass of the established form, a one-time or vehicle pass, and keep it with yourself. Access for a visitor to the plant's territory is based on a request from the plant's receiving officer submitted to the security office. Such request can be submitted by the receiving person by phone to a security officer in the checkpoint who prepares a one-time or vehicle pass which allows a visitor to make a one-time visit to the plant during a single workday. A security officer shall inform a visitor of the destination point and the route showing them on the plant plan. Issue a visitor badge, which is visibly secured to the visitor's clothing and identifies the visitor. Advise a visitor of mandatory requirements to follow health and safety rules and precautions, potentially hazardous process factors and areas on the territory of Juteks Factory Limited Liability Company, and issue a visitor's safety guide. On the plant's open production site and in indoor premises, visitors shall be accompanied by the plant's officers who receive them. The facilitary territory is quite safe. However, a probability of minor incidents cannot be excluded. You are kindly requested to meet the plant's requirements, which are binding on both the plant's employees and visitors. Safety signs. Please pay attention to the safety signs, their color codes, and marking. Please remember, prohibition, mandatory, identification and warning color codes of signs and markings used at the plant. Intuitive graphics will facilitate your perception. Red and white colors mean immediate danger. Blue and white colors mean mandatory actions to avoid hazard. Green and white colors mean safe conditions. Yellow and black colors mean possible danger. Please remember that the above marking requirements are mandatory to ensure your safety. Personal protective equipment. Our plant can be divided into two zones: potentially hazardous zone, red, and safety zone, green. In the potentially hazardous zone, red zone, there is possible exposure to hazardous and harmful production process factors where the use of personal protective equipment is mandatory. In the safety zone, green zone, there is no exposure to hazardous and harmful production process factors where the use of personal protective equipment is not mandatory. The green zones include administrative building and adjoining territory plus administrative premises in the warehouse and production process building. Red zones include the production process building and adjoining territory, buildings of warehouse facility and adjoining territory, the specimen making site. In a red zone, you can stay only using the minimum of personal protective equipment. The equipment includes the following: boots with a protective toe box or a toe box to protect your feet from possible damages, a high visibility waistcoat clearly visible to drivers of vehicles, a helmet for head protection, goggles which protect you against incidental splashes. Hazardous facilities in the plant. Gas supply network of Juteks Factory Limited Liability Company consisting of gas lines area, above ground medium pressure gas line along the shop face, and internal medium pressure gas line. Boiler house area, gas treatment area, primary production site, transport area, mobile hoist area. Operations in our plant use high voltage, high pressure, high temperatures, flammable liquids and gases, lifting equipment and machines. All of the above is not dangerous to your health or health of other people if you are accompanied by a plant's employee and follow his or her recommendations. We would like to focus your attention to the following. It is strictly prohibited to stay in our plant in a state of alcohol or drug intoxication. Since operations in the plant involve flammable materials, you are kindly requested to avoid smoking when staying on said territory. Smoking is allowed only in dedicated and purpose-built places. Potentially hazardous production process areas. The potentially hazardous production process areas include territory sites near to an object under reconstruction or a building under construction. Floors in the buildings, structures, or process equipment above which assembly, disassembly, operations of structural steel or equipment take place. Places near to the spots of height difference of 1.8 meters and more without enclosures. Places under moving loads. Sites of load handling operations. Transport vehicles, loaders, trucks, and cars. Process equipment working areas. Various electrical installations. Risks that threaten the health of visitors and guests. Risk of collision with motor vehicles or industrial floor vehicles on the plant's territory. Risk of slipping, stumbling, or falling on internal or external tracks and platforms. Risk of fall from ladders, raised floor, platforms. Risk of electric shock caused by a direct or indirect contact. Risk of hair or fluttering clothes caught by rotating parts of equipment within dangerous reach thereof that may cause serious injuries. Risk of injury caused by fall of a load or a part of it during load handling operations. Risk of eye injury in some production areas. Safety requirements for traffic on the plant's territory in the production building and warehouse. When moving on the plant's territory, visitors shall abide by safety precautions. In particular, move on the open plant's territory according to the traffic scheme and safety signs. Move on the left-hand side of the driveway against the moving vehicles. Make sure that there are no coming motor vehicles or industrial floor vehicles when crossing roads, passing vehicles, and other obstacles on the road driveway. Make sure that there are no moving motor vehicles or any other self-propelled vehicles when crossing roads or passing entrance gates of the production process complex. Be alerted by sound signals from motor vehicles and load-lifting machinery, and in a timely manner, clear the way for them. Keep away from the area of working handling equipment. Clear the way for the coming motor vehicles. Pass motor vehicles in their front to be visible to the motor vehicle driver. Do not stay in the area of loading equipment operation. When approaching the traffic lights, the pedestrian shall mind the light signal and proceed as follows. If the light is green, the pedestrian is allowed to freely go ahead. If the light is red, the pedestrians shall stop and clear the way for motor vehicles within the traffic light zone and start moving against the allowing green light and make sure that there are no coming motor vehicles. In road crossing points, from the plant's territory to the parking lot, the pedestrians shall be guided by the traffic lights, i.e., to cross the road, proceed as follows. Press the button to turn on the allowing traffic light. Wait until the allowing traffic light is on. Keep off the driveway and do not cross the road until you estimate the distance to coming motor vehicles and their speed, and make sure that crossing is not dangerous. In winter, be careful moving on clear ice. Watch your steps, beware of potholes, foreign objects, and spilled liquids. Hold handrails when ascending and descending on stair flights. Do not be in a hurry. Do not run. Place your foot soles on each step in full, and do not miss steps. Use dedicated thoroughfares, since it is prohibited to move in intentional gaps in the process equipment, or between walls and production line equipment. When staying on the plant's production site, do not enter hazardous zones identified with a warning tape. Do not pass close to the moving parts of machinery and mechanisms. Do not come close to the production equipment and touch it with your hands. Do not cross enclosures of process equipment. Do not interfere into maintenance process or manipulate equipment control elements. Do not touch moving parts of equipment. Do not come close to electrical equipment, control boards, electrical equipment packages, or touch them. Do not touch live electrical wires or open electrical equipment enclosures or press buttons, levers, or toggle switches. Do not sit on or lean against any objects, enclosures, or fencing of operation areas. Do not approach the operation area of machine tools and equipment. Stay 0.6 meters from moving parts of machines. Do not stay in the area where people work at height. Do not stay within the zone where load lifting equipment is operated, or stand or move under the load being lifted or relocated. Keep away from the locations where raw materials, finished products, component parts, and other materials are stockpiled. Do not step on wires or cables. Do not enter rooms for authorized personnel only. For instance, power substations, switchgear rooms, compressor stations, boiler houses, etc. What to do in the event of fire, accident, or incident. In the event of injury, however serious it is, report it to the person who accompanies you and he or she will take appropriate measures. What to do in a dangerous situation. In addition to the pass, each visitor to the plant receives the Visitor's Safety Guide. In danger, call to the phone numbers outlined in the above-mentioned guide. Our plant is provided with public address and accident control equipment. In the event of alarm, do not be in a hurry and leave the building in accordance with the escape plan. Go to the assembly point and follow the recommendations of the plant's officer who accompanies you. Adherence to the above-mentioned regulations based on particular situations, as well as your attention and carefulness, will guarantee your safety. We hope that as soon as you have acquainted yourself with regulations in force, you understand their meaning and undertake to meet the relevant requirements, respect prohibitions, and follow personal safety rules to avoid the above-mentioned risks. This is the end of the introductory briefing. Welcome to Juteks floor covering plant in Kamyshkovo, Vladimir region.